Imagine getting a message, right? But not just, a text or an email. Imagine it's coming from across the galaxy. A direct signal described as an electric pulse of light aimed right at you. Designed to, stir something deep inside. It's a pretty wild concept. Gets you thinking, doesn't it? Today, we're diving deep into something really quite extraordinary. It's presented as a profound transmission, apparently originating from something called the Intergalactic Council of Andromeda. Now, this isn't pitched as just any old message. It's framed as a, quote, sacred moment in the grand cosmic symphony. So just to be super clear about where we're getting this from, our source material for this whole discussion is a transcript. It's from a YouTube video titled APROXIMAÇãO do Grande Evento, Mensagem do Conselho de Andrômeda. That's from the channel Transcender M. Eluzzi. So we're really focusing on the specific content. We want to unpack its layers, understand what it's claiming, and maybe what it suggests for us, for you listening.
Absolutely. Our mission today, really, is to dissect this. This fascinating document. What does it actually claim to be? Who are these senders, supposedly? And what about these sacred codes it mentions being transmitted? That sounds intriguing. Plus, this recurring theme of a great event. What is that referring to? And maybe most importantly, what are the implications this message suggests for you, for your consciousness? Look, this is the kind of material that could definitely challenge, maybe even expand your perspective on reality. So our approach here is just, let's explore it with curiosity, no judgment, just see what resonates, what stands out.
Okay, great. Let's start at the beginning then, the source. Who is supposedly sending this message? They identify themselves pretty clearly, the Intergalactic Council of Andromeda, and they make a point of saying they're joined by innumerable other stellar families. But the really striking part is their claim to be united as a single body of consciousness. That sets a huge stage, doesn't it?
It really does. And that framing, the Intergalactic Council of Andromeda, it's doing specific work there, narratively speaking, presenting themselves as this single body of consciousness and adding that it's decreed by the mind and heart of the Creator. Well, that immediately elevates the message, right? It gives it this perceived sanctity, this universal truth vibe. It's a strategy, really, to imbue it with spiritual authority, almost bypassing skepticism by saying this isn't just info, it's a divine act.
Okay. So it's about establishing credibility, but on a cosmic scale.
Exactly. You see this often in messages aiming for that kind of profound spiritual impact. It creates this sense of a unified, amplified voice, not just separate opinions.
So thinking about that, this idea of a collective source, one body of consciousness directly linked to the Creator, how does that impact how you, the listener, might perceive its weight? Does it make it feel more universally applicable, more profound?
It certainly aims to. It suggests this isn't just, one group's opinion, but something fundamental.
Yeah, it definitely raises the stakes, makes it feel like a communication of cosmic importance. The actual quote is, Nós, do Conselho Intergaláctico de Andrômeda, juntamente com inúmeras outras famílias estelares, nos unimos como só corpo de consciência para amplificar por decreto que vem diretamente da mente e do coração do Criador as correntes de energia que agora circundam o seu planeta.
Quite a statement. And it leads right into how they say they're communicating.
Right. This is fascinating. They say each transmission that reaches you is not a simple encounter of words.
Right.
Instead, it's described as a fusion of vibrations, an energetic exchange that transcends the barrier of space and time.
A fusion of vibrations.
Yeah. And they add, these are not simple waves. They are living pulses, currents of light that carry sacred codes. I mean, that's a radical departure from how we usually think about communication.
It really is.
Yeah.
This idea of communication as a fusion of vibrations. It implies something non-linear, doesn't it? If it transcends space and time, you're not processing it sequentially, like reading a sentence. It suggests maybe you receive it more holistically, like an intuitive hit or an emotional shift, maybe even physically feeling something.
Rather than just understanding words in your head.
Exactly. And this concept of sacred codes, codes sagrados, embedded in these living pulses, that's key. It implies the information isn't just passive data. It carries meaning, sure, but also maybe an activating quality, something designed to trigger a response within you at a really deep energetic level. It goes beyond the intellect.
So it's about vibrational resonance, not just mental comprehension.
Precisely. Encoded with frequencies that could directly influence consciousness.
Okay, so what does this mean for how you usually take in information? If communication can happen vibrationally, energetically, does that challenge how you think messages get sent and received?
It has to, right?
Could those gut feelings, those sudden insights you can't explain, could they be these sacred codes activating? What if the most important messages aren't things you hear or read, but things you feel, things you resonate with energetically?
It definitely invites a broader definition of communication.
The text is very clear. Cada transmissão que chega até vocês não é simples encontro de palavras. É uma fusão de vibrações. Uma troca energética que ultrapassa a barreira do espaço e do tempo. And then, essas não são simples ondas. São pulsos vivos, correntes de luz que carregam códigos sagrados.
Yeah, powerful stuff. And then there's the connection they claim to have with us.
Yes, this part is really intriguing. They express this profound intimacy. They say, sentimos cada corazón que nos ouve, cada alma que se abre para receber. We feel every heart that hears us, every soul that opens to receive.
That's incredibly intimate.
It is, and they elaborate, saying their presence is intertwining with yours like threads of light, weaving into an infinite cosmic web. This sounds way beyond just broadcasting a message, it sounds like. Deep empathy.
It really does. Feeling every heart, soul opening. That suggests an extraordinary level of conscious awareness and empathy from their side. It implies the connection isn't just intellectual, it's, well, emotional and spiritual. Deep, and the metaphor, the threads of light interweaving.
That points directly to this idea of inherent unity, interconnectedness, transcending physical distance completely. It's like saying, despite the vastness of space, there's this fundamental energetic link. We're all part of this cosmic tapestry.
So it's less like a top-down lecture and more like a remembering of a connection?
Kind of, yeah. A reaffirmation of a bond that maybe we've forgotten. They're asserting that our existence is woven into theirs and into the cosmos itself.
So let's pause on that. If you take this message at face value,
Yeah.
what could it mean for you? To be so intimately connected to a cosmic source, even if you're not consciously aware of it day to day. If your soul is opening to receive this and your heart is felt across galaxies, how might that shift your sense of belonging or your significance? It's a massive shift, potentially, from feeling maybe small or isolated to feeling like an integral, connected part of this huge conscious universe.
Implying that your individual experience actually matters. It ripples out, it's acknowledged.
Yeah, a sense of being seen, maybe even cared for by something much larger.
Okay, so that sets the stage for the source and the connection. Now, the message moves into the effects of this transmission, the energetic shift. It talks about receiving these live pulses, currents of light carrying sacred codes, and then it introduces this big concept that you, the listener, are beginning to feel in their body and soul the pulse of the fifth dimension.
The fifth dimension.
Right, and it's likened to a new music playing inside you, inviting a different dance than the one the tridimensional world taught us.
Yeah, and it's important how they frame the fifth dimension here. It's less science fiction, more a state of being, a shift beyond our usual linear, kind of fragmented 3D perception, moving towards unity, maybe unconditional love.
And the emphasis is on feeling it, right? In the body and soul.
Exactly. That's key in this message. It suggests an embodied, visceral transition, not just a cool idea you think about. It implies a fundamental shift in our vibrational reality. Like there's this underlying frequency we can now tap into, and it's influencing us.
So the new music isn't just a metaphor, it's a call to align ourselves.
Pretty much. Align our perception, how we are, how we interact, align it to this higher frequency, leading to that different dance, new ways of living, perceiving, beyond the old conditioning.
Okay, so what might that actually feel like? Experiencing this new music or different dance day to day? Could it be, heightened intuition, feeling more connected, maybe just a stronger desire to be authentic?
Or even increased sensitivity.
Yeah.
To your environment, to other people's energy.
This message suggests these aren't just random things happening, but maybe signs of this shift into a higher dimensional awareness right here in your body and soul.
That's the implication.
The text puts it very directly. Vocês estão começando a sentir em seu corpo e em sua alma o pulsar da quinta dimensão. É como se uma nova música estivesse tocando no fundo do seu ser, convidando-os a dançar passo diferente daquele que o mundo tridimensional les ensinou.
It really invites you to look at your own experiences through that lens.
Absolutely. And then there's the great event. They emphasize its immediacy. They say the approach of the called great event is not something distant on the horizon. That's quite definite. Instead, it's described really powerfully as a living presence that is already pressing against the walls of your consciousness, asking for passage.
That imagery. Pressing against the walls of consciousness.
Yeah.
Wow. It reframes the whole thing. It makes the great event not some future spectacle we wait for, but an unfolding process. Something happening now.
Something we're actively participating in, maybe.
Or at least something that's actively impacting us right now. And that metaphor suggests it's primarily an internal shift. A change in perception, in awareness, in inner knowing that's trying to break through our old mental and emotional walls.
Like an insistent call from within?
Exactly, a demand for integration. The transformation isn't just coming, it's knocking at the door. Loudly.
So, if this event is already here, pressing, how might you be feeling its influence without maybe putting that label on it? Have you felt, I don't know, inexplicable urges to change things, to question everything, seek deeper meaning?
Maybe a growing restlessness with old patterns, or sudden moments of clarity about what's really important.
This suggests maybe we should pay more attention to those internal nudges, see them as part of this unfolding event.
That's the invitation, it seems. The quote again. Essa aproximação do chamado grande evento não é algo distante no horizonte. É uma presença viva que já pressiona as paredes da sua consciência pedindo passagem. Pay attention to the pressure.
And this presence, this force, they say it's a catalyst. It will continue to intensify, acting as a catalyst that gradually dissolves the structures of illusion that have so long imprisoned humanity.
Structures of illusion, that's a big one.
Yeah, and it's called the invisible hand that pushes the earth out of the shadows and into the full brightness of its new reality. Powerful claim.
Definitely. When they talk about structures of illusion, what do you think they mean? From the context.
Well, it sounds like ingrained beliefs, societal conditioning, maybe attachments to material things, limiting ideas.
Exactly. Anything that fosters separation, fear, powerlessness. Things we take for granted as real. And a catalyst, remember, doesn't do the changing itself, it just speeds up the natural process. It makes what seems solid become fluid.
Okay, so it accelerates the breakdown of those illusions.
Leading towards that new reality, a state of higher truth, more clarity, more authentic being, where the illusions just don't hold up anymore.
Like moving from shadow into light.
Precisely. A reality where truth and unity are, well, more apparent, more fundamental.
So what does this mean for the world we see around us? For you, if illusion is dissolving, could that look like maybe more transparency in systems, people getting disillusioned with just stuff?
It could, and how might that feel? Witnessing that personally or globally?
Probably unsettling, as old comforts shake, but maybe also liberating, as truths come out.
Both, quite possibly.
Yeah.
The message is clear, though. Essa força vital não se dissipará, pelo contrário. Ela continuará a se intensificar. It's an ongoing, intensifying process.
Atuando como catalisador que dissolve gradualmente as estruturas da ilusão. Esse é o mal invisível que empurra a Terra para fora das sombras.
It suggests this revelation, this dissolving, is unavoidable.
And it connects to the planet itself vibrating differently. They state directly, your entire planet is vibrating at a higher frequency. And this increase is felt both in the invisible realms and in physical matter. So everywhere.
Yeah, this planetary vibration idea is pretty common in spiritual circles, right? Everything has a frequency. Higher frequency usually links to more refined consciousness, light, love, spiritual alignment.
So how would that show up if the whole planet is vibrating higher?
Well, in invisible realms, maybe shifts in collective consciousness, maybe the veil between dimensions feels thinner, more intense emotions or energies felt globally.
And in physical matter, how would that work?
Could be subtle, maybe influencing weather patterns, natural phenomena, accelerating changes in society, even affecting our biology. Increased sensitivity, sleep changes, needing more authenticity in our physical lives.
So it's a holistic thing, seen and unseen.
That's how it's presented, a total transformation.
Okay, so if the planet is vibrating higher, could that explain some of the intensity or rapid changes you might feel in the world or just inside yourself?
It's a framework for understanding it, certainly.
Feeling like things are speeding up, less stable maybe, but also more potent. Could this planetary shift be behind global events, personal stuff, even just your energy levels?
It really prompts you to reflect, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How might you be experiencing this, consciously or unconsciously?
Yeah. Which leads nicely into the next part, the internal transformation this supposedly triggers, this higher frequency, the message says, provokes something profound. It leads many of you to question the true meaning of your existence.
Questioning existence, that's deep.
And maybe for the first time in a long time, But the key is this questioning is precious because it arises from the soul, not from the conditioned mind.
Ah, that distinction is vital. Soul versus conditioned mind.
What's the difference in this context?
Well, the conditioned mind operates on programming, right? Societal norms, learned beliefs, past stuff. Its questions might be practical, maybe fear-based, focused on external approval.
Okay, and the soul's questions?
Deeper, more existential, driven by that innate pull towards truth, purpose, authenticity. Less about how do I survive, and more, why am I here? How do I thrive spiritually?
So this questioning is seen as a crucial step in waking up.
Absolutely. The turning point where you start shedding the external stuff and listening to your own inner wisdom. It forces a fundamental rethink of your life.
So have you found yourself asking those deeper questions lately? That feeling from your gut, that soul niggle, rather than just a logical problem-solving thought? The message says, ese cuestionamiento é precioso porque ela nasce da alma, non da mente condicionada. It encourages embracing those moments.
Seeing them not as a crisis, but as a gift, an awakening call from your deeper self.
And it connects this to realizing how much we've been influenced externally. It suggests that for a long time, much of your thoughts, decisions, and even dreams were shaped by external expectations.
Right, by the pressures of a society that strayed from its spiritual essence instead of springing from your true inner voice. That's quite an indictment of societal influence.
It really is. What kind of external expectations or societal pressures might pull us away from our spiritual essence?
Oh, countless things. Choosing a career for money or status over passion. Chasing material possessions as the measure of success. Conforming to social norms that just don't feel right deep down. Maybe even hiding your true feelings to fit in.
Things that a society that's lost its spiritual connection might prioritize.
Exactly. And the message implies this leads to living out of alignment, disconnected from that true inner voice, which is where real purpose and expression come from.
So can you, listening right now, identify areas in your life where maybe choices were driven more by the shoulds, what others expect, what's considered normal, rather than your own authentic truth?
It's a tough question.
It really is. How hard is it to untangle all that, to actually hear your own inner voice underneath all that noise?
That's the challenge, isn't it? This message is asking for that critical self-examination. Where do your motivations truly come from?
And it offers a tool for this, in a way. These energies acting as mirrors. It says the energies bathing Earth act as luminous mirrors, showing without disguise where you have strayed from your own essence.
Showing without disguise.
And where you are still being guided by currents alien to your heart. Wow, alien to your heart, that's evocative.
It really is. Energetic mirrors.
Yeah.
It's not passive. It's an active, revealing force. How does energy show without disguise? It implies this clarity that just cuts through all our usual self-deception, our rationalizations.
Making the gap undeniable between your true self, your essence, and those external influences, those currents alien to your heart.
Exactly. Those alien currents could be fear-based choices, people-pleasing habits, beliefs you picked up that don't really resonate with your core.
So the energy just makes it obvious, impossible to ignore.
That's the idea, creating this powerful moment for self-correction, for realignment.
Okay, but if these mirrors are shining that brightly, what uncomfortable truths might pop up for us about our own lives?
Areas where maybe you feel resistance or just know you're not being fully true to yourself.
The challenge then is to actually look in those mirrors, right? Bravely face what they show and use it to change instead of looking away.
It's a call for radical self-honesty, really, guided by these energies.
Which leads us into this sense of urgency the message talks about, an urgency to awaken. It suggests this energy shift isn't just for the spiritual folks already on the path. For others, it arrives like a strong wind capable of removing the densest veils.
A strong wind.
Yeah, it's like the universe whispers in your ears, the moment is now, the time to awaken is this. An unavoidable call, it seems.
That imagery, removing the densest veils, is so powerful. What are those veils?
Ignorance, disbelief, cynicism, societal programming, all the stuff that hides our true nature.
Could be all of that. And the strong wind implies this energy is forceful, undeniable, but also natural, designed to clear the way.
And the whisper from the universe.
It becomes this internal knowing, a deep resonance inside everyone, regardless of where they think they are spiritually. It's not a polite suggestion anymore.
It's an insistent message. Time's up for unconscious living.
Pretty much. Even if you resist or ignore it, the message implies you'll still feel that internal pressure to wake up, to engage with your deeper truth.
Have you ever felt that undeniable push, that strong wind, telling you to change something fundamental even if you couldn't explain why? Maybe leaving a job, ending something, pursuing a dream out of the blue. This message frames those moments as the universe whispering directly to you.
Urging you towards authenticity.
The quote is direct. Para aqueles que ainda não escolheram conscientemente, o caminho espiritual, essa onda energética, chega como um vento forte capaz de remover os véus mais densos. É como se o universo soprasse em seus ouvidos. O momento é agora, a hora de despertar é esta.
And this awakening brings urgency. But they're careful about what kind of urgency.
Right, it brings a sense of urgency, but not an urgency of fear.
Important distinction.
But rather the urgency that comes from the recognition that there is no more time to lose to live outside your mission.
Yeah, distinguishing urgency of fear from urgency of recognition is critical. Fear-based urgency is external, right? Threats, negative outcomes. It makes you anxious, reactive.
Okay, and urgency of recognition.
That's internal. It comes from finally seeing your innate purpose, your mission, and understanding how precious time is.
And living outside your mission means?
Operating out of sync with your true self. Wasting energy on things, jobs, relationships, beliefs that don't actually serve your highest purpose or deepest joy.
So this urgency isn't about avoiding disaster, it's about fully embracing your authentic path.
Exactly. Making the most of the opportunity to live purposefully. It's proactive, conscious living. Every moment counts towards fulfilling your potential.
So how might recognizing your mission change how you see time and priorities? What if the real fear isn't external threats, but the fear of regret? Of not living fully, of staying outside your mission?
It reframes urgency completely, doesn't it? From a burden to an empowering push for self-actualization.
Yeah, and the message says, this force helps reveal the path too. It illuminates opportunities that once seemed invisible, paths that were covered are revealed, and bridges that seemed too long to cross now appear right before your feet.
That sounds like synchronicity on steroids.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
And they attribute this to the direct action of divine energy rearranging timelines to align your choices with your highest purpose.
Rearranging timelines. Now that's fascinating. It probably doesn't mean changing the past, but more like optimizing the future, reordering possibilities.
Making synchronicities happen to help you.
That's how it sounds. Like divine energy is actively orchestrating things, circumstances, people you meet, insights you get to pull you into alignment with your purpose.
Opening up pathways that weren't there before.
Yeah, so those illuminated opportunities, the revealed paths, the bridges appearing, they're not random luck. They're direct results of this energetic realignment.
It implies a really intelligent, supportive universe actively helping us fulfill our soul's mission.
Which makes the journey feel less like a solo struggle and more like a guided flow. A huge shift from feeling reality is fixed to seeing it as fluid and responsive.
Okay, think about this. Have you ever noticed those weird coincidences? Opportunities popping up exactly when needed, obstacles just vanishing, like a bridge did just materialize.
We've all had moments like that, haven't we?
Could that be what this is talking about? Divine energy rearranging timelines for you.
It certainly offers a framework for understanding those moments.
The quote again. Esa fuerza luminosa ilumina oportunidades que antes parecían invisíveis, caminhos que estavam encobertos, se revelam pontes que pareciam longas demais para atravessar, agora surgem bens diante de seus pés. Essa é a ação direta da energia divina rearranjando as linhas de tempo para alinhar suas escolhas com seu propósito mais elevado. It invites seeing synchronicity differently.
And it goes even deeper, talking about healing.
Right. This energy exposes ancient layers, allowing truths previously dormant to come to light.
Ancient layers.
And these truths, even if they're sometimes challenging, have a healing power because they give you the chance to realign your entire existence with the light you carry from before you incarnated on Earth.
Wow. Realigning with pre-incarnation light.
And its purest function is to push you out of your comfort zone, away from the repetitive cycle of old habits and beliefs, and propel you into the adventure of the soul.
Okay, lots to unpack there. Ancient layers, dormant truths. What could that mean? Karmic patterns, ancestral stuff, suppressed trauma, deeply buried limiting beliefs.
Things accumulated over lifetimes, maybe? Or just hidden in the subconscious?
Possibly. Fundamental aspects of ourselves that need integration. And why is facing them, even if hard, considered healing?
Because awareness brings choice. By seeing these hidden parts, we can understand ourselves better, release them, and consciously choose a new way.
Exactly. Realigning with that light you carry from before you incarnated, your innate divine spark, your higher self.
And the adventure of the soul. that's contrasted with the repetitive cycle.
Right. The old cycle is the comfort zone. Predictability, maybe living unconsciously. The adventure is dynamic, expansive,
Yeah.
self-discovery, growth, purposeful creation, embracing the unknown, living awake.
Leaping from stagnation into conscious evolution.
That's the call.
So what ancient layers might be waiting to surface in your life? Are there patterns or feels that feel really deep, almost not yours? And what kind of adventure might your soul be nudging you towards beyond your current routine?
It's an invitation to be brave, isn't it? Face those truths, knowing they lead to healing and a more authentic path.
The source text puts it beautifully.
Verdades, às vezes desafiadoras, no más boca curator, porque elas les dão a chance de realinhar toda a sua existência como a luz que carregam desde antes de encarnar na Terra. Essa é a função mais pura dessa energia. Conduzir luz para fora da zona de conforto para longe ciclo repetitivo de velhos hábitos e crenças e impulsionar luz na direção da aventura da alma.
And this all culminates in a really concise point. It's not just about changing life, but about changing frequency.
Yes. That distinction is so important for understanding the depth of this.
Explain that difference. Changing life versus changing frequency.
Well, changing life usually means external stuff, right?
Yeah.
New job, new house, new relationship. Surface changes, they might help temporarily, but often don't fix the root issue.
Okay.
Changing frequency is internal. It's a fundamental shift in your vibration, your consciousness, your energetic state. Raising your personal frequency, aligning with higher truths, embodying a different being.
And the idea is, if you change your frequency,
Your life naturally follows suit. It's an inside-out job. A higher internal frequency attracts and creates an external reality that matches it.
so instead of chasing external fixes, focus on the inner vibrational shift.
That's what this message strongly suggests. That internal shift is the real driver of lasting outer change.
So, which do you think is more foundational for a lasting change? Altering circumstances or shifting your internal frequency, your core state?
This message definitely bets on frequency.
It makes inner work the ultimate catalyst, which then leads into how this manifests, how we co-create this new reality. It says that by consciously embracing this vibrational pulse, you unlock new dimensions of fullness, clarity, and realization.
Fullness, clarity, realization. What does that look like in practice?
Well, fullness sounds like that inner peace, not needing external stuff to feel complete. Clarity is seeing truth clearly, knowing your purpose, cutting through confusion. Realization, maybe actually manifesting your potential, bringing ideas into reality.
Makes sense. And the consequence is overcoming obstacles.
Right. Doubt loses its strength, and procrastination dissolves when the light of purpose illuminates your steps.
That's huge. Doubt holds us back constantly, doesn't it? Fear of failure, indecision, and procrastination. That resistance, lack of clear purpose, it just stalks us.
But if the light of purpose is on,
Your actions aren't driven by fear or obligation anymore. They come from an inner knowing, an undeniable drive. That alignment just removes the friction that causes doubt and procrastination. Action becomes fluid.
imagine that. A life where doubt and procrastination have way less grip on you. What would that free you up to actually do? Or be? What purpose would light your way with that kind of certainty?
It's a powerful vision.
The text says, ao abraçar conscientemente esse pulso vibracional, vocês desbloqueiam novas dimensões de plenitude, clareza e realização à dúvida. Perde sua força. A procrastinação se dissolve quando a luz do propósito ilumina seus passos. Living unburdened.
And it also helps dormant potential to finally grow.
Yes, it creates fertile ground for ancient seeds planted by you in other lives or on higher planes to finally germinate and flourish.
Ancient seeds, again with a deeper layer.
And it lets you discover an inner power that does not depend on external validation.
Okay, ancient seeds. Tapping into past lives, soul contracts, innate gifts, pre-birth intentions, latent potentials just waiting for the right conditions.
So your journey isn't just about now, it's about activating deep inner resources.
Exactly. And that inner power that doesn't depend on external validation. That's real empowerment.
Meaning your worth, your ability, your direction comes from inside, not from what others think or what society approves of.
Precisely. Self-sufficiency.
Yeah.
Genuine confidence. Resilience. Pursuing your unique path no matter what. Recognizing your own divine nature as the source of strength.
So what ancient seeds might be waiting to sprout in your life? Those talents or passions that feel strangely familiar, and how would your life shift if your power came entirely from within, regardless of external opinions?
It invites exploring that vast, untapped potential inside,
Yeah,
activated by aligning with this energy.
the source. Todo eso cría solo fértil para que sementes antiguas finalmente germinen y florezcan, pues descubrimos un poder interior que no depende de validación externa.
Which connects to true freedom and our collective role.
Yes, the Council defines true freedom as living in coherence between what you are inside and what manifests outside. Perfect alignment. And then they stress, you are not just living for yourselves. Every conscious action, every bold step you take toward the light, lights torches for others to find the way.
Wow, that ripple effect.
Huge! And they conclude, humanity is individually and collectively the co-creators of the new Earth. That's a massive statement of responsibility.
Okay, coherence. That alignment where your inner truth, your values are fully expressed outwardly. No conflict, no masks, just authenticity.
And the ripple effect, lighting torches for others. It means living authentically isn't just selfish, it actually helps others.
It creates a beacon, inspires and guides others who might be lost, which ties right into being co-creators of the new Earth.
We're not just watching the show, we're writing the script.
Exactly. We're active partners in manifesting this new, higher reality for the planet. It implies huge collective power, but also responsibility. Every conscious choice shapes the future.
It's a call to conscious stewardship of our reality.
Definitely.
So, how might your personal pursuit of freedom and truth actually help a larger collective shift? What does being a co-creator mean, knowing your actions ripple out like that?
It suggests your personal awakening is vital for planetary evolution, makes individual choices incredibly significant.
Turns personal growth into a world-changing act. The quote, "Essa é a verdadeira liberdade a viver em coerência. Lembrem-se, vocês não estão apenas vivendo por si mesmos, cada ação consciente. Acende tochas para que outros encontrem o caminho. Vocês são individual e coletivamente os co-criadores da nova Terra."
And this strengthens the planet energetically.
Right. With every soul that awakens, the planetary light grid strengthens. With every heart that opens, more love flows into the energetic fields that surround the planet.
The planetary light grid, like an interconnected web of consciousness around Earth.
That's the idea. Strengthened by positive, high-vibe energy love, compassion, awakened consciousness.
So when every soul awakens, choosing awareness and truth, it literally adds energy to this grid, makes it stronger, more coherent.
That's the claim. And when every heart opens, acts of love and compassion directly feed the energetic field, purifying and elevating it.
So individual spiritual growth has a direct, almost measurable impact on the planet's overall energetic health.
Fostering a more harmonious environment for everyone, it really underlines the power of individual choice in the collective story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, the final section is about the support we supposedly have in all this. The council says, "We observe you with eternal love. We celebrate every small victory.
Every small victory.
Every moment in which you choose compassion instead of judgment, courage instead of fear, truth instead of convenience." It's incredibly supportive.
It really is. A non-judgmental perspective. Celebrating progress, not condemning flaws. And look what they celebrate. Compassion over judgment, unity, courage over fear, growth, truth over convenience, authenticity.
Not huge dramatic acts, but those daily internal choices.
Yeah, those small shifts that add up. And the eternal love and constant observation implies this unwavering belief in us, this active engagement in our evolution. It's constant encouragement.
Like our inner struggles and wins are seen and honored.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Imagine being observed and celebrated for those tiny internal choices you make every day.
How would that change how you see your daily grind? If choosing compassion over irritation is a victory celebrated by a cosmic council, does that give everyday life more meaning?
It certainly could.
Shifts the perspective on what's truly important.
And they declare our mission. You are prayed for beyond what you can comprehend, for you have accepted the mission to be on the front lines of the great planetary transition.
Wow. Prayed for beyond comprehension. That suggests immense spiritual backing. And on the front lines.
It implies we're not bystanders. We're active, crucial players in this pivotal moment of evolution. Our choices, our consciousness, directly steer this global shift.
Like we signed up for this. A pre-incarnation agreement or a deep soul purpose. Our being here now is intentional, critical to the bigger picture.
It gives life here immense meaning and responsibility. We're vital parts of this transformation.
So do you feel that sense of mission? Regarding these bigger shifts, does that idea resonate deep down that you're here now for a reason beyond just your personal story? The message, "Vocês são orados além do que podem compreender, pois aceitaram a missão de estar na linha de frente da grande transição planetária," suggests exactly that. You're part of something huge,
And you're not alone in it.
Definitely not. They reassure. Know that you never walk alone. Our ships, our consciousnesses, and our love are constantly close to you, sustaining, inspiring, and protecting, even when you do not perceive it.
Constant unseen support. The ships could be literal or maybe metaphorical vessels of consciousness, but the core message is help is always there.
Even if we don't notice it, how might that sustaining, inspiring, protecting show up unseen?
Intuitive nudges, synchronicities, sudden insights, unexpected strength, maybe subtle energetic protection from negativity.
Suggesting that even when things feel tough, there's this underlying benevolent force working for us, arranging things, giving energy.
That's the implication, a reminder that we're part of a larger cosmic family actively involved in our well-being.
So what does that mean for you? Believing in that unseen support, could it change how you face challenges, fears?
If you truly felt constantly sustained, inspired, protected, would that give you more courage, less anxiety?
The text says, Saibam que nunca caminhamos em nossas naves. Nossas consciências e nosso amor estão constantemente próximos de vocês, sustentando, inspirando e protegendo, mesmo quando vocês não percebem. It's meant to bring deep trust and reassurance.
And it all leads to their final affirmation.
Yeah, a powerful closing. And so, in the eternal love and infinite light of the Creator, we, the Intergalactic Council of Andromeda, reaffirm our dedication to serving the divine in you and through you.
Serving the divine in you and through you.
Advance, beloved ones, for the time of transformation is now. Clear call to action.
That ending really lands. Serving the divine in you and through you. It frames humanity not just as recipients, but as conduits. We embody the divine and our actions express it. Elevates our lives to a sacred purpose.
And the time of transformation is now. Not later, not maybe. Now.
It's an urgent, present imperative. This shift is happening, and it needs our conscious participation right now, an empowering directive. Our evolution depends on embracing this here and now.
Wow. Okay. So, we've journeyed through this really intense, powerful message attributed to the Intergalactic Council of Andromeda. We've explored its claims about this big, energetic shift, this great event happening inside and around us, and this profound call to align with our inner truth, our purpose. It definitely pushes you to look beyond the everyday.
It really does, and it leaves us with a lot to think about. Here's maybe one final thought for you, the listener. If, as this message suggests, our personal awakening really does contribute to a collective planetary shift, what subtle choices could you make, maybe even just today, that might ripple out, that might, as they say, light a torch for others on their own path of transformation?
Thinking about the impact of coherence, courage, compassion, not just for yourself, but for the whole planet's energy.
Yeah, it gives those personal choices a whole new weight.
Absolutely. Look, regardless of where you stand on cosmic messages like this, the core invitation, the invitation to live with more coherence, more courage, more compassion, that's powerful food for thought for anyone, isn't it? Keep diving deep into what resonates with you.